writing is help me craft the idea into the story, what important, and it helps me prioritize the idea to be shared with the audience. So for me, writing is my number one priority at work. At first, like after graduating from India in 2014, I was just looking for the job that keep my English skill fresh and much alive, because here in Thailand we don't have so many people speaking English that much. So I just was, I was looking for the job that for my own benefit, and then I got a job as an English writer or journalist with Bangkok Post. And then I left journalism and joined a German government-backed organization, GIZ. There I worked as a communication officer as well. So there is a very skillful positions and it's very much experience. But then I was looking for a much more meaningful career. And when I saw WWF-Thailand opened, the vacancies open, so I just jumped into that opportunity and grab it, and then I got a job. I think from my perspective, it's like we know that it is important issue of wildlife or even the plastic waste management, but we don't take it personally. We think like, okay, with somebody at some organization will take care of it. So okay, we are aware of the pollution, we are aware of the extinction of some wildlife species, but then I think most of the people still have that, okay, there's someone else will work on it. It's no longer that anymore. I think it's all our business. I think one of the most exciting and of course challenging is here I have to work as a project coordinator as well. It's I have no experience. So here I have given the opportunity from the CEO and my line manager to be in charge with one of the very most important project. It's called Living ASEAN Forest Project, with the WWF in cooperation with Toyota. We are dealing with the HEC or human elephant conflict issue, which has long been a problem in Thailand for over decades. It's developing, but still we have a lot of work to do to put an end to the problems. And also the camera traps for tiger population restoration as well, because Thailand is, I think, one of the remaining home to the world tigers in Southeast Asia. In Thailand, we innovate some modern as well as the traditional way, including the beehive. Then, so but it takes time for villagers to learn new skill as well, because beehive is something that they feel like they need to work more on that. They don't give they don't see it necessary. They just think, okay, just put electric fence, that would be fine, or they just the arms, the weapons is the very short-term solutions, and it doesn't bring peace between the wild animal and the local villagers. So when I was reporters, I went to one village in central province of Thailand, and they put up the beehive fence. The villager shared me that she has got a very shocking night one day when the a herd of elephants surrounded her house and they just scream. So, but she didn't feel like she want to attack the elephants. Then she came out with the beehive. So she took class with the learning center and with the help from the organizations. Now she also learned it become like another source of income. She sell the honey things, but it very takes time because most of the villagers don't. They're like, okay, they already have other jobs, so why do they have to spend or feel more tired doing something else just to find peace between the white elephant? So it happens here as well. The elephant hate the noise that the bee makes. They just hate it and they get annoyed. When they get annoyed, they just step away and back into the forest. That's how things works. Yeah, they just don't like the sound that the bee makes. It's very, very annoying for them. And the stick from the bee as well. So the elephant, what I can say, don't get hurt, but they just feel very annoying. So they said, okay, I better go somewhere else. Beehive is not a part of the WWF. WWF Thailand is working more on the artificial watering holes and the soil lick. Yeah, just to keep the white elephant in the forest. If they get the enough food inside the forest, they don't come out into the villager plantation, the pineapple plantation to be exact. I think there is one way to look at the COVID outbreak. I think it makes people realize how when we leave the place that belong to the wildlife, like wildlife animal, wild animal, you will see that they just enjoy it. I mean, when it's like people take a step back and then they see when people are not around how happy the animal are. So of course, it is. I take it as it's a chance for us to see how much we have to be more careful about the wild animals. So you can say that the animal enjoy a period of freedoms or whatever, but it will not last long. The COVID will go away, and then I think it's time for people to rebuild the relationship with the nature and the wild animals. Like for example, here in Thailand, the national parks closed during the pandemics. And now when the pandemics develop, I mean the situation develop, it's much more relaxed. And the authority was considering of reopening it or just closing it for the next few months. And you know that the Thai public just raised a concern that the national park should close forever. But I don't think that is the long-term solution. I mean, there should be like the balance between getting close to the nature and being more careful about our action inside the national park. So I take this as of course it's very sad to see that how many lives have been taken because of the COVID. But I think at the same time, this is an opportunity for us to rebuild our relationship with nature and the wild animals. I don't see plastic as the evil because once a long time ago, I think more than a decade, when I was a little kid, um, there is a kind of slogan from the public saying that, okay, we should use more plastic instead of the paper because paper took a lot of tree to produce one. So once the plastic was seen as a hero. Today, plastic was seen as something disgusting. I don't think it is because of the plastic itself. It is because of our irresponsible uses of it. So if we know how to use it, we reduce the single-use plastic. We know how to manage the plastic waste. I think that can lead to a much more safer place for us and also for the animals. I think for me, I think we can continue using plastic in a more sustainable way, even though it is like the straw. I also reuse the single-use straw, so I think it is our like um, we have to break our old habit of using the plastic. Yeah, so I'm more focused on the old habit that we need to break it. So using plastic bag, plastic straw, plastic glass is we need to reduce. Of course, we need to reuse, but it's not like we have to force people to stop using it because I think it takes time, right? So in the same time that we reduce the plastic waste, then bit by bit we learn how to recycle it, use it, I mean the waste management, stuff like that. Tigers, in terms of the population restoration, we are working very closely with the official from the national park authorities. We set up a lot of the camera trap uh, along with the forest in the western side of the country. The camera trap, a lot, hundred of them have been installed, have been scattered across the forest to capture the strip of the tiger. And we are working very much on the research. And just recently, the national park just announced that Thailand is successfully increased the number of the tiger, I think, by 100, around 100, 130 or something. This will come down to the awareness level because it's like we are speaking of China. So if the policy comes out, but the awareness among people like are not yet developed, or not, they don't have the full picture of how their diet affect the life of the animal, then I think even the policy implementation or the punishment will be invented. So I think organization or the government sector need to work very close with the local community or even people, the public in general, make them understand the consequences that will one day affect themselves, like COVID. It it broke out of our, I mean, we are diet, right? In the traditional belief that eating the wild animal bring the benefit to the human self. So it, it begins from us, and as a consequence, it returns to us. So this cycle needs to be understood. Camera trap is one among them, and then the GPS necklace that's stick into attached to the elephants. So the ranger know exactly if the elephant goes out of the boundaries, it alert the park rangers to go to the spot immediately and stop them and push them back into the forest. So camera traps and the GPS um, attached necklace and yeah, this to technology have been used very widely in Thailand national parks, and it greatly reduced the conflict between humans and elephants over a decade. I think it's okay if we want to be advanced or be rich. It is a very common thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, anybody want to be rich, even I am. But at the same time, we have to balance our need
Mm-hmm.
with the consequences of our actions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, the country uh, want to be developed, but the price we need to pay for the the not well on action would be worse. I mean, need to balance between the development project and the life of the wild animal, and just think for the next generations, not just us. I think this world belong to those who were not born yet. So just give them the best. We are here just for a period of time, then we will go. So you don't go and blame the government, don't go and blame any organization, just start from yourself. Our own behavior of using perhaps plastic, or our relations with the animal, how our consumptions, how our adventures affect the life of animal. Like if it all begins with ourselves first. It's very easy to blame someone else, right?